Good morning, good evening. Thanks for listening. This is a show on organic gardening, horticulture and agriculture, focusing on plant science, soil science and microbiology. The information provided is for scientific and educational purposes. It's fact-checked. And any of the websites, papers will be put in the description below. If you're rewatching this back, fast forward until you see the screen change. Then you'll know that the show started. Because at the moment, I don't know what size today's title is. So I'll give it till 2 minutes. Now that it's 70 seconds for folk to arrive. Another 50 seconds. Ten seconds. Five seconds. All right. Thank you for listening. Now I'm waiting for the people in chat to arrive. So hopefully be able to see some comments or discussions or myths in plant science, soil science and microbiology. So if you're listening, please whack some stuff into chat. Until then, you'll hear me ramble. Because the show is for others. And if others have problems or discussions and stuff like that, that's when the show starts. The show isn't really for me. Well, all I can think about today is in the southern hemisphere, it's going into summer where it's bloody hot. So maybe heat mitigation, heat strategies, protecting plants from extreme heat. That's all I can think of. It's pretty, because plants like us, they don't like it. The temperature, their humidity drops below 40%, and they start and go through processes to reduce their growth and development pathways. And they're more into protecting themselves pathways from losing heat by turgor pressure and abscisic acid. There's other ways that the plants go through it. So how can we stop that to keep them in their growth and development phase? Well, let me bring up, see if I've got some images. I know one way I'll put that in the plant heat mitigation. Oh, there's some cool looking images. One way is through water, because relative humidity, it's called because it's relative to temperature. So as the temperature goes up, the humidity goes down and vice versa. So that's one way to combat it. Share screen. Sharing good. Oxidative. Yes, there's a lot of pathways. We're looking at keeping the pathway open. This tells us about the pathways. Antioxidant system. How's that related? Plant's response to heat stress. Oh, because it starts to really put out that reactive oxygen species. Okay, that's pretty cool. That'd be a good paper to read. But I'm just looking in basic ways. Heat mitigation. Green buildings. This moisture. Put up wet towels if you have plants inside, or Spray systems outdoors. Heat managing plant. Wow, that's a bit too far gone. They're dead. They've reduced all of the moisture in their plant. They've kept it going as long as they can. So I'll go from the oldest tips first and then it'll go to right down to the newest, youngest shoots that have just come out. And then you know you're in a bit of strife, and it'll go down and the whole plant's gone, root system's gone. It probably from that phase it'll be hard to get back. Especially if it's a herb. If it's a tree, you might be all right. Sort of this didn't really come up with what I was hoping for. Not heat stressing plants. Kind of what this is. I'm looking at ways to combat this. Well, I should put that into it. Should see if anyone's arrived actually. I'll say good day first. Nope, nobody yet. Plant heat strategies. STAR. Strat. Came up with the same page. I'll show you this. Drought, no. Heat wave problems. It says agriculture. What's this? Plants use strategies like, that's what they use. Oh, here we go. What gardeners can help by shading, deep morning watering, mulching. Excellent. This is what I wanted. Grouping containers, okay, and choosing heat tolerant varieties to manage heat stress. Key methods involve minimizing direct sun, maximizing water retention, and reducing overall plant stress during heat extremes. Excellent. So deep morning watering. So a different way, instead of morning watering, overnight. The sun creates evaporative transpiration, and that reduces the water molecules into vapor, and it leaves its area. So by pulling that factor out of it, you've won. So that's one really good way. And then by the time it gets really dry, it might be a little bit of surface water that'll dry out first, the surface soil will dry out first through the day. And then by afternoon, it might be getting down to the roots. And then by that time, you might be starting to water again by the afternoon or night. So that's one way to combat through extreme events. Shading's not mulching. Everybody should be mulching anyway. You always want to put a top layer on top of the soil because that protects it. As you already know, I've talked to heaps about, I'm into organic, so mulching is one of the things you have to do, and that helps put the moisture, absorb all the moisture. So the moisture that was there overnight would still be retained in there because there's a lot of organic matter for it to stick to, and it doesn't get absorbed as much because it's dark inside there, and then the soil underneath it is dark, and then all the cycling's happening as well, which could be producing moisture or helping with the moisture retention. Grouping containers, well, that's what you're just going to bunch them together, and that's going to reduce the amount of heat stress on the soil. Okay, that's pretty hard to do sometimes. Choosing heat tolerant varieties, that's pretty cool to talk about. So make your own. If you've got something that you really like and you think this daisy plant's excellent, I want this to go over many years. Oh, we'd have to keep, if you want to keep reproducing seed and stuff to keep it going, that sort of thing, because it'll carry on in the seed genetics. So by putting the plant under heat or drought stress, it starts to wilt and produce abscisic acid. You can do that by giving the plant a little bit of abscisic acid and that will go through the same pathways that it has. And another way to vinegar. Vinegar is another way because there's a little tiny bit in it as well. I'm not very good at chemistry. It's a different chemical, but it's similar to abscisic acid that activates the same pathways in the plants. So that will get the plant a bit used to the conditions of the drought and prime the genetics for future events. So if it goes into those same conditions of drought, it'll know to activate these pathways because it's been trained that way. That's a very broad way of saying how to do it. Leaf orientation. Pigment. All right. That's a little summary of it anyway. No comments yet. Oh, well. That's no good. Well, everyone must be watching the cricket. But there's a little bit of heat strategies for your problems that you might get in the southern hemisphere or even the northern hemisphere, because with climate change, these events are going to happen a lot more. Everything's heating up. Righto. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the cricket as well, like I will. Go Australia. They're probably going to win anyway. We've got the local one on as well, with BBL, which is good. Merry Christmas to everybody, because I won't see you. I'll see you after Christmas. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I hope Santa's very favourable to you, or you got make good memories. And respect the elderly, and always think of them. Happy reading, happy growing, good health to you all. Bye-bye.